Library?
Lost track of time.
Combat magic can be entirely unpredictable. Line up, please. Your task is a simple one. Come, join me here.
The first 3 students who do, pass. The rest, fail.
He's testing us.
Use the others.
King brother.
Well done.
Bren figured it out.
You must do whatever it takes to succeed. Class dismissed. A moment. I have a special task for you 3.
Think this is another test?
Everything is a test with him.
You first, little spark. Tis only a chair. You, my boy, are special. Even at your age, I believe you are ready to apply your education to the field. You will join an elite group only to serve the Empire.
What of Astrid and Adolf?
You are the rising star, Bren. The little spark who became Firestorm. Ratten. Accept the pain.
It hurts so much. You will not have to endure it alone.
You have a purpose now. These arms make us something new. Something powerful. It's beautiful. Bren, you are beautiful. Whatever we are, we will be together.
For every hero we see in the tales of Exandria, there is a lifetime of pain, regret, and quiet suffering hidden beneath the magic and the adventure. And no character embodies that truth more than Celeb Widogast, the man once known as Bren Aldrich Ermendrud. This is the full journey of a boy who was born a gifted farmhand, broken by a monster in a wizard's robes, and reforged by his own choice to keep going, even when the world told him he was beyond redemption. Bren's story began in the blighted fields of the Zemni Fields, where he used his innate magical talent to help his peasant parents tend to their land. He was a kind, curious boy, with a dream of becoming a teacher, of sharing his gift with the world. But that dream was shattered the moment Trent Ikithon, the archmage of civil influence, set his eyes on the boy's talent. Ikithon pulled Bren from his home and into the gilded halls of the Sultry's Academy, the most prestigious magical school in the Dwendalian Empire. There, alongside Astrid and Eadwulf, the 2 people who would become his closest friends and lovers, Bren was groomed, indoctrinated, and broken. He was taught that pain was power, that mercy was weakness, that the only thing that mattered was loyalty to the Empire. For years, he trained as a Volstrucker, an elite arcane assassin for the Empire. He tortured, he killed, he did the unthinkable, all in the name of a lie he'd been forced to believe. And then came the act that would define the rest of his life. Ikithon warped his memories, made him believe his own parents were traitors to the Empire, and ordered him to execute them.
See the monk?
Not yet. Remember our first dance lesson? You were a menace. Almost broke my foot. Now you're merely clumsy.
Maybe save the flirting for after the mission.
No need to be jealous, Wolf. I will let you dip me later. We secured the key. Bring the thunder, big guy.
Music to my arms.
Halt! Only Cobalt Soul allowed!
You must be brave or stupid to break into this soul, so I suggest you spill your guts and give up your patron.
Maybe you should spill yours.
Congratulations. Success will help keep the Empire safe. This reminds me of the day we met. It's a shame about your village. The Zemni fields are now being used as a rebel base to spread lies against the king. Bren, what would you do to traitors?
I would raze their farms to the ground as a warning to all. This is what the Empire does with traitors.
These missives contain a list of traitors as named by the king's spy masters. You may recognize some names on the list. Spark who became a firestorm. The pain. Endure it.
With a fire spell, he burned his childhood home to the ground, with his parents and his beloved cat trapped inside. When the truth of the memory manipulation finally broke through his indoctrination, Bren snapped. He lashed out, he broke, and he was locked away in a sanatorium where he suffered 11 years of unrelenting torture at the hands of the man who'd made him a monster. When he finally escaped, he left Bren Aldrich Ermendrode in the ashes of that sanatorium, and took the name Celeb Widogast. A fugitive, a broken man, haunted by the ghosts of his past, he wandered the Empire alone, until he met Not the Brave, a goblin rogue, who became his best friend, his protector, and his reason to keep going. Together, they joined the Mighty Nein, a ragtag group of misfits with dark pasts of their own. For the first time in years, Celeb found people who didn't see him as a monster, or an assassin, or a tool. But the weight of his past never left him, and in episode 5 of the Mighty Nein, it all came crashing into the light. When his past was exposed by a Volstrucker assassin, Celeb finally laid bare every secret, every sin, every moment of pain that had shaped him. He told his friends the truth of who he was, what he'd done, and the one thing that had kept him going. The hope that he could go back in time, undo the worst mistake of his life, and give his parents the life they deserved. This is the heart of Celeb Widogast's story. Not the magic, not the power, but the unshakable belief that even a man who has done the unforgivable can choose to be better. That even the most broken among us can find redemption, not in erasing the past, but in choosing to do good with the life we have left. By the end of his journey, Celeb didn't just save the world in the apocalyptic final battle. He tore down the Volstrucker program that broke him. He stopped Trent Ickathon from hurting any more children, and he became the teacher he'd always dreamed of being. He didn't erase his past, but he made sure no other child would ever suffer the way he did. And that is the legacy of Celeb Widogast, a boy broken by evil, a man who chose good, and a soul that found redemption, even in the darkest of places.